Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Oh Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Bol, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Jayo Panchatattva, Jayo Panchatattva, Panchatattva, Jayo Panchatattva, Jaya 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 Gonitai, 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 Jaya Jaya Gonitai, Jaya 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 Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo, Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura, Nitai Gaura Haribo, Haribo. Haribo, Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Shri Vanchatattva ki jai, Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bo. Hare Krishna. Hari Bo.
Hare Bolu si bakte, lepo vabljeni na novem programu Nama Kirti. Hvala Gopal za tole prečudovito točko. Nič, najbolj da kar gremo naprej s programom, zdaj bo imel Gopal pa prim bo da imela kratko Krišna lilo, tako da kar predajam besedo.
Hare Krišna. Hare Bol. Jaz sem samo en kratek uvod naredil, pa lahko Primi še nadaljuje. Namreč, ne, Hare Bol. To bi mogli zdaj za vsega biti, ja. Hare Bol.
Si bomo predajali?
Ja, lahko se naprej podamo. Samo lepo diši. Hare Bol. Tako da sam en kratek uvod. Danes sem mislila, v bistvu premišljala, mislila malo govoriti o mestu Damodarju, ker smo jih v bistvu 2 tedna skoraj v mestu Damodarju že. Tako da smo se že zelo poglobili v ta mesec, oziroma smo že pol skozi dali vse naše vrate, vse naše zaobljube. Smo že zgodbo o Damodarju slišali že vsaj 1000-krat za te točke. No, v tem času je eno izmed vrat, ki se je Premiša zadala, je pa bila, da prebere Damodar Džanani. To je knjiga Šivaram Svamija, ne vem, če jo poznate, ki je 4. knjiga iz serije o Vrindavanu. Tako da ta knjiga opisuje zabavo Damodarja res v podrobnostih. Mislim, da je 600 strani dolga knjiga ali 500 strani, tako da res gre v podrobnosti, zabava je pa en dan. Tako da na podlagi te knjige, na podlagi predavanj Bhakti-Prašotam Svamija, Indradumna Svamija, Radhanath Svamija, je Premiša pripravila eno kratko prezentacijo te zgodbe, tako dramatično uprizoritev te zgodbe, ne uprizoritev, ampak dramatično pripovedovanje te zgodbe. V angleščini, tako da če kdo ne razume anglešk, kdo ne razume anglešk, ali pa če kdo ne razume britanske angleščine. Pa lahko Saša prevaja, recimo. Tako da ja, no pa bomo pa itak še zvečer, bomo še itak peli Damodaraštako, tako da se bomo lahko med tem petjem Damodaraštake se bomo lahko meditirali na to zgodbo, pa se poglobili v to meditacijo. Pa bom kar predal Premiši, ne bom preveč časa zapravljal, ker je rekla, da rabim najmanj pol ure, jaz sem mi pa že 45 minut vzel. Hare Krišna.
Change the slides. Oh God. Okay. Haribo. I've never really spoken before in public like this. So this is my first time. So please bless me so I can say something useful. So yeah, I think Gopal was saying earlier that I'll speak about Damodar Leela. I hope that's what he said. I don't understand a word of what he said other than Damodar Leela. So let's just go with that. So I'll just quickly log in. Okay, so this month is the Kartik month. Each month has a worshipable deity, and the worshipable deity of the month of Kartik is Damodar. And it's a really, really auspicious month for so many reasons. The Vedas, the Puranas talk about why this month is so special and auspicious. But I won't talk about that, I'll talk about the story itself. And our acharyas say that this pastime of Damodar Leela is actually the crown jewel of Krishna's childhood pastimes. It is the most sweetest pastime from when Krishna was a child. And when Srila Prabhupada writes this story in Krishna book, he begins this story by saying once upon a time. So I think it's only appropriate that we begin the story with once upon a time. So, once upon a time, it was Diwali day. This was the day many, many thousands of years ago where Lord Ramchandra and Sita Devi were coming back to Ayodhya. It was the day of Festival of Lights. And the whole of Gokul was busy in preparing for this very auspicious day. So Nanda Maharaj, Rahini, Balaram, they had gone to their older brother's house, and his name was Upananda. And Nanda Maharaj's younger brother, whose name was Sunanda, was preparing for the Indra Puja. So we know that, the next day after Diwali is Govardhan Puja, but at this point, there was no Govardhan Puja yet, it was still Indra Puja. So Sunanda, the younger brother, was preparing for that. So everybody was away, and it was just Yashoda and Krishna. And Krishna is peacefully sleeping in the bed chambers with Yashoda. And then the breeze comes, and the breeze quickly wakes Yashoda up, and she's going and she's getting ready to take a bath, and her maidservants are coming and they're dressing her, and they're combing her hair. And you can see in these beautiful pictures, all these pictures are by Shiva Maharaj, by the way, they're brilliant. So the maidservants are braiding Yashoda's hair, and as soon as they touch her hair, they're feeling these electric currents go through their body. They're feeling love, they're feeling ecstasy, because Mother Yashoda's mind was so absorbed in Krishna all the time. It was emanating out of her hair. So when they were braiding it, they were feeling so much love for Krishna. So these maidservants were, doing their hair, and Mother Yashoda was like, hurry up, we don't have time for this. So she made it all really quick, because today she wanted to make yogurt for Krishna. She wanted to make butter for Krishna. And Krishna is constantly stealing butter. He is going around to all these gopis' houses, and he's constantly stealing. The gopis are coming again and again and complaining to Mother Yashoda, He's just constantly stealing. Him and his friends, they're coming, they're raiding our kitchens all the time. And Mother Yashoda was like, well, what's missing in my butter and yogurt that I'm making him? So she was like, I am going to make him the best butter possible. And Nanda Maharaj has loads of cows. Do you guys know how many cows he has? Does anybody want to take a guess how many cows Nanda Maharaj has? 10 million? Anybody else? 100 million? Not that many. He's got 900,000 cows. And of these 900,000 cows, there are 1,000 cows that are the best. And of these 1,000, there are 100 that are the best of the best. And of those 100, there are 7 or 8 that are the best of the best of the best. And these 7 or 8 cows are called the Padma Gandhi cows. And they eat specially grown grass by Mother Yashoda near Govardhan. And this grass is not just, ordinary grass. My husband was saying that the grass in Slovenia is really, really nice because of the bees, because Slovenia has some really special bees that are rare in the world. But this grass was so special. It had the flavor and the aroma of a red lotus. And so the cows would eat this grass, and the milk would then have that aroma. So Mother Yashoda was like, I am going to take this milk, this Padma Gandhi milk, and I'm going to boil it, and I'm going to put it on the stove, and then she was going to go and she was going to churn the yogurt from yesterday to make the butter. She's churning it, and she's swishing the churning rod with the pot. And her bangles are making a sound. Her earrings are swinging. Her ornaments are all tingling, and it sounds like an orchestra. And she's singing these beautiful prayers about Krishna's pastime, how Krishna killed Putana and how Krishna killed Trinavarta and Sakatasura, and she's singing his glories. And Indradimna Maharaj says that in the spiritual world, every word is a song. So she's singing, it's called Katha Ganam. She's singing these songs about Krishna. And Krishna is hearing the tinkling of these ornaments, and it sounds like the ringing of a bell, and he's slowly waking up. And because she was so absorbed in the thoughts of Krishna, because she was so absorbed, there was just milk flowing. And Krishna wakes up, and he slowly comes to her, and he's like, I'm hungry, give me milk. He's just woken up. And she's like, oh, well, why don't you have a laddu? You've just woken up. And the laddu is saying, yes, yes, please eat me. And Krishna's like, no, I just want your milk. And she's just, I'm busy. I'm doing something for you. I'm making butter for you. And Krishna's just not having it. So he grabs her sari with the right hand, and he grabs the churning rod with the left. And he's like, stop. I want milk. So he asked for the milk, and Mother Yashoda was like, fine, I will feed you. And she feeds Krishna, and she's not feeding Krishna milk. She's really feeding Krishna her love. And Krishna is just drinking and drinking and drinking and drinking, and he can't get enough. But in the kitchen, the milk is boiling. And she can see that the milk is starting to boil and it's falling over onto the gas. So she stops and she puts him down to go and attend to the milk, because that's Krishna. She's doing that for Krishna's service. She puts him down. And Krishna's like, no way she did that. No way she put me down. How can she put me down to do anything else other than give me milk? This is the biggest priority. And the acharyas explain some different reasons why this milk was boiling over, and they're really, really beautiful. So the milk is there, everything is alive, everything is animate, and the milk is thinking, Krishna is drinking her milk, Mother Yashoda's milk is far superior than me, what's the point of me? Why should I even live? So the milk's like, I'm going to boil over and commit suicide into the fire. So the milk starts to boil over. And then so as she's running to go to the milk is like, wait a minute, she's coming to me. That means I will have some use. Maybe I will be used for Krishna. So the milk goes back into the pot. So there's just a nice explanation as to why that milk was boiling. And that milk wasn't just ordinary milk. It was Padma Gandhi milk, so it had to be saved. And Krishna's really upset. And he's biting his lip. He's angry. He's got this transcendental anger. He's clenching his fists. And he's like, that's it. I'm going to make some mischief. So we can see over here in this image, Krishna is holding a stone. And he had collected some stones the day before. And this stone that he's specifically holding in his hand, it's a pointy stone, which is the pestle of a mortar. So when you grind spices, you have a pestle. And then you use that to grind some spices. So it was a broken one and it was pointed. He takes it, he looks at the yogurt pot that his mother was churning, and he throws it super strategically. And it causes a split down the middle. And then he taps it and it cracks open and all that yogurt comes out, and he's so happy. He's so happy that he did that. He's so happy he's made a mess, and he's so happy he did it in a way that his mother hasn't noticed, and he's smiling, and he did it really silently and cheekily. And he eats the yogurt to his satisfaction. He's making a mess. He's walking around it. And he's like, I need to make more of a mess. So he decides to go to his mother's room and get the key to the storehouse. And this storehouse has unlimited butter and ghee and milk and all these dairy products. So he's got this yogurt all over his feet and his body. And now he's walking into Mother Yashoda's room. He's going to her dressing area. He's getting the key. And on the way, he's put yogurt all over her walls and made an absolute mess. And then he comes out and he goes into the storeroom and he does click, clock. He silently goes to the storeroom. And the storeroom was really cold and really dark, to preserve all these products. But Krishna is the source of the Brahmajyoti. When the Brahmajyoti is there, it goes all the way to the coverings of the universe. So he walks in and the room lights up and it's super bright. And Krishna's looking, okay, she's got this and she's got this and she's got that. He takes the cloth off and he's sampling each one, trying it out. But he can't tell the difference. He doesn't know the difference between the milk. He doesn't know the difference between the ghee, between the yogurt. He can't tell the difference between anything, because what he's tasting is Mother Yashoda's love, the love that she's put into making that, and that's what he's really tasting. He can't tell, oh, this is yogurt, this is butter, this is ghee. And he's sampling and he's contaminated everything. There's not a drop that is not contaminated. So he's doing this, and then he's just eating so much, and now because he's feeling the love of Yashoda, he's just thinking about Yashoda so much, he's thinking about his mother so much, he feels that she's there, and he gets really scared. Because he's never made such a mess before. He's never been such a naughty boy at his own house. I mean, he's been terrible at other people's houses, but never at his own, because he always wanted the favor of Mother Yashoda. He always wanted her love. So because he's eating so much of her milk products, he's getting scared and he feels like she's here. So he's like, okay, I better stop. I'm not going to eat anymore and I'm going to go. And our acharyas say that the reason why Krishna used to steal a lot of butter from other gopis' houses, because if he ate too much of his own mother's houses, he would just be so subdued by her, so controlled by her, and he wouldn't be able to do anything. So that's why he would go and steal from the other houses. So he's like, okay, she's going to come, she's going to be really angry, I better escape. So he goes outside and he goes to the garden and he takes that butter pot with him. And while all of this has happened, time is such a funny thing, because during this time, for Mother Yashoda, it was just a few moments. For her, it was just, she just lifted the boiling milk pot and, put it off the stove. But in this time, Krishna's broken the pot, messed up her room, stolen the key, messed up the storeroom, and has also left and gone into the garden. So Yogamaya was manipulating the time very, very perfectly. And he's outside and he's sitting on a grinding mortar. And this grinding mortar was, again, used to grind some spices. And it used to be inside the house. But Mother Yashoda was like, Krishna's sleeping. We don't want to make so much noise. So let's just take it outside and we'll turn it upside down. So she did that, and Krishna somehow climbed up and sat on top of it with his chubby legs in the position of a yogi, and he's there distributing the yoga products to all the monkeys, like he's the monkey conductor, and he looks like the king of monkeys, freely, happily giving all these yoga products to the monkeys. And our acharyas say, why is it that Krishna was giving all these monkeys so much love and so much yoga? Because he was so indebted to them. When he came as Lord Ram, those monkeys helped him so much. Those monkeys helped him find Sita. So he felt, I'm so indebted to them. Let me give them this monkey. So he was giving it to them out of his love. And you want to show? I think there's a picture to show this. Oh, not yet. Sorry, I missed some of the pictures. So this is him in the storeroom. And then he's trying to get the yoga pots and he's making a mess. And then the next one. Okay, we'll come to this, yeah. So he's sitting outside. And now Mother Yashoda she's done putting her pot, and she goes to see where she had left Krishna. Krishna's not there. She just sees all these footprints everywhere, yoga footprints, and she follows them, and she goes to her room, and she's shocked. And there are some birds, and she was like, I wish these birds could speak, maybe they could tell me. But actually, when Krishna had gone to that room, those birds were watching him, and Krishna said to the birds, look, if you want to come here and you want to have food again, don't see anything. And those birds just turned around because they were so scared of Krishna. And then one of the birds actually said to the other bird, should we take a peek? And the other bird was like, yeah, if you want to be turned to ashes, you can take a peek. Did you just hear what Krishna just said to you? So Mother Yashoda is like, I wish these birds could tell me what happened. And they could speak, they could, but they couldn't because Krishna had warned them. So then she follows those footsteps and she goes to the storeroom and she sees this mess. And she's like, all of my stuff has been destroyed. All of my yoga products, everything's been destroyed. And just by me trying to save that one milk pot, I have lost so much, because she saved that one pot and in return, Krishna made a massive mess. And those crows had come in and they also started taking the remnants and made a mess. And then we see Krishna is outside. Kalindi, you can do the next slide. We can see that Krishna is outside and he's just happily giving the monkeys the butter. And Mother Yashoda looks through the window and she sees, there he is. This boy is so precocious. It means a child who is, much smarter than he should be for his age. And he's there sitting like a yogi. He's learned. He's such a pandit. He's the pandit of thieves. And he's distributing it to all the monkeys. And she grabs a stick. And this is not an ordinary stick. This is the cane of Nanda Maharaj. And it's got all these jewels, these beautiful jewels on them. And she grabs it. And the moment she touches that cane, the earth starts to shake. Because the earth is like, if the creator of this world is beaten, what's going to happen to us? What will happen to everybody that is taking shelter of Krishna if Krishna is beaten? She grabs the cane. She's slowly walking towards Krishna. And like Krishna was sitting there, like the king of monkeys, normally kings are happy, you know, they're free from anxiety, they've got everything they need in life. But Krishna was not like that. He was not like a true king because he was super anxious. He knew any minute his mother is going to come. So he's looking like this, looking like that. He's looking around, which direction is she going to come in? What am I going to do? And he's just thinking, you know, if I get caught, it'll be so embarrassing. My friends will make fun of me. Like, that's going to be terrible. I don't want to get caught. So he's like, okay, the best plan is I will become invisible. So he's like, what should I do? So he starts, you know, controlling his senses, controlling his mind, meditating on the super soul within. I will become smaller than the smallest of atoms. He gets into the yogic position. He's praying to the super soul, and he's praying, and he's praying, and he's praying, and nothing happens. Because there's a greater power. Krishna himself wanted to become smaller than the smallest of atoms, and he couldn't do it because of the love of Mother Yashoda, because that was much greater than his own ability. And then she's coming closer and closer, and then the wind comes and it goes past Krishna and says, she who you fear the most is right behind you. Run. So Krishna looks around. He sees her. He sees she's holding a cane. No way she's going to hit me with a cane. No way. This is not happening. And he runs and he runs on his runs. And Mother Yashoda is running after him with this cane. And Krishna is scared. He is trembling. He really thinks his mother is going to hit him. And of course, Mother Yashoda was not going to hit him with the cane. She was just using the cane to scare him, you know, and teach him a good lesson. And the acharyas say that he was an arm's length away. Mother Yashoda was always one arm's length away from Krishna. And Krishna's running, running, running. Mother Yashoda's running. The flowers are falling from her hair. And the acharyas give a good explanation as to why the flowers are falling from her hair. It's very beautiful. So he says, the acharyas say that the flowers, there were two teams. Team 1 was Krishna's team. Team 2 was Mother Yashoda's team. So team 1, who was Krishna's team, were like, she's going to hit Krishna? I don't want to be part of this at all. No way. How can she do this? How is she going to hit Krishna? I don't want to be a part. I'm going to fall off her hair. So that's why those flowers jumped off Yashoda's hair. The other flowers who were on Yashoda's team, they were thinking, wow, this lady, you know, she's trying so hard to teach her boy. She's trying to, you know, give him some good advice. Let's just help her. We're probably really heavy on her head, so let's just jump off so it becomes easier for her to run. So this is what the flowers were thinking, to try and help Krishna, help Mother Yashoda. So then Krishna's looking back to see, well, how far is she? Is she near me? Is she close? What is she? And he looks back. He's like, wow, she's so beautiful. Look at her face, and look at her earrings, and look at her hair. And the wind comes, the classic wind. Wind's like, what are you doing? Run! She's going to come and catch you. So he's running, running, running. And Krishna says, okay, I will stop running if you put the stick down. And Mother Yashoda says, fine, I will put it down. So she hides it behind her back. And she says, I've put it away. And Krishna says, okay. And he stops and she catches him. She catches his right hand. And then she whips it out again. She's like, ha, I got it. And Krishna's so scared and he's crying. He's crying so much. And Krishna is the origin of all of the universal waters. So if Krishna cries, there could be oceans that would come out. So Krishna's crying and there's streams and streams and streams of water. And it's mixing with the kajal in his eyes. And it looks like the Yamuna. And there's just so much water in streams. And then there's a pond that is coming where Krishna's feet is. And the pond is touching Mother Yashoda's feet. And she's like, what is this? Is this some witchcraft? Is this some mysticism? What's going on? Why is there a pond of water? This is a child. He's 3 years and 4 months. And so Yogamaya was like, okay, let's dry this up because otherwise this is going to interfere with the pastime. We don't want this. Let's get rid of this and let's make sure he's only crying normal baby amounts. We don't want excessive crying. So he controls that crying. And Krishna and Yashoda could see, he's scared of this stick. I need to put it away. So she puts it down, but close enough so Krishna can see it so that, he knows that he's messed up. The only way to remedy this situation, she thought, is I need to tie him up. Because this boy is so stubborn. He's so strong-willed. What if he runs to the forest like Dhruva Maharaj? Then I will lose this boy. It's better I tie him. So she saw, what should I tie him to and how should I tie him? She was like, this grinding mortar. This grinding mortar has been an accomplice to your mischief. Let's tie you to this. And she's like, but where do I tie you? Should I tie your hand? Should I tie your wrist? If she tied his hands, that would hurt him. If she tied his wrist, that would hurt him. She's like, I'll tie your big belly. Let's do that. She takes a ribbon from her hair She puts it around his belly. And then she asks the maidservants to also get some ropes that are used to bind the legs of a cow when you milk. She's trying to bind it and bind Krishna. And of course, we know the story. You know, it's 2 fingers short. Loads and loads more rope comes, and again and again. And I won't go into the detail of that part, but the acharyas say, what do those 2 fingers represent? The first finger represents the devotee's endeavor, their devotion, and their effort. And the second finger represents Krishna's reciprocation, the compassion and the mercy that he gives. So in the end, Krishna sees, you know, she's really trying hard, and you know, she's tired. Let me get her. Let me allow myself to be tied up. So then he gets tied up. And then what happens? Oh wait, maybe we should look at some more photos. So this is Krishna being caught, this is Krishna being tied, and then now Krishna's tied. And he's really sad, and he's sad, and he's sad. And then his friends come. So Mother Yashoda leaves. She's like, you stay here, you've made a mess in the house, I need to go clean that up, I need to cook, I need to do so much stuff, because it's Diwali today. So you stay here and you don't move. And all his friends come, and they're making fun of him. They're saying, you're Damodar, and Krishna does not like it. He's like, what is this, Damodar? He thought it was an insult. At that point, he didn't like that name, but afterwards, of course, he loves the name Damodar. So his friends were like, okay, I'll untie you. So they go and they're trying to untie him, and they're untying him, and it doesn't work, because Mother Yashoda tied the knot in Vatsalya Ras, in the parental love. And the boys were not able to untie him. So Krishna's like, okay, we're going to have some fun. Don't worry, we'll play some games. I'm tied to this grinding mortar. We'll play around and we'll play some games. But you go to your house, 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 and go and get me some sweets, because I'm hungry. So we'll have a little picnic over here. So we'll have a picnic. So the boys go and they go to their houses and they bring little sweets for Krishna, and they're all feeding him and they're all eating and they're having a picnic with this grinding mortar. And there's a really nice picture to show you this as well. There you go. So the boys are sitting there and they're all eating and they're all having fun. And whilst this is happening, Krishna sees 2 trees. And we know the famous 2 trees, the Arjuna trees. I won't talk about the story of the trees. But it's interesting to note, when Krishna sees the trees, the first thing he thinks about, what do you think? What do you think might be the first thing he thinks about when he looks at the tree? Does anybody want to say? Climbing? Anybody else? Tearing them down? Shade? Yeah? Okay. So, kind of, not really. So he thinks of Narada Muni. He thinks of his pure devotee Narada Muni, and he said, Narada Muni gave them a blessing, and he made a promise, so I'm going to go and fulfill that promise now. So he thinks of Narada Muni. He goes, we know how Krishna crawls through, and the trees fall, and the devatas come out. But when the trees fall, it actually makes a terrible sound. It makes such a sound that all the Vrajavasis faint. And the boys who were Krishna's friends, who were, around this area, they were all frozen. So they were all like this. But they were able to watch what was going on. Everybody else fainted, but the boys were frozen, and they were just watching what's happening. And they see these demigods come. They see that, they're offering prayers. And so the Nalakavera and Manigriva offer these beautiful prayers. And Krishna's there, he's playing with the rope, and he's just laughing, and he's just giggling. And Nalakavera and Manigriva are looking at him like, oh, he's laughing? Does he like our prayers? They're confused. And Krishna was like, okay, I have to be equal to all. So he blesses them, and then they go back. But Krishna was thinking, the glories and the prayers of Nalakavera and Manigriva, they're all right, but I much prefer my mother's chastisement compared to these prayers that the demigods are giving. So then, Krishna, the demigods go, and then again, everyone who was fainted wakes up, and those boys who were frozen, and they were watching this, they start to tumble. Because of the momentum they were watching, as soon as they unfroze, they just kind of all fell, because they were unfrozen. And then they ran to Krishna. And Krishna was like, okay, I've made such a mess today. I've got into so much trouble. And now I've got into even more trouble because these trees have fallen. So I think the best thing to do is let's just hide. And my mother will panic that, I'm lost. And then she'll be really stressed about that. And that means when she finds me, she won't be angry at me. And she'll just feel like, oh, at least I found my boy. This is what Krishna's thinking. So we see in the next slide, we see that Krishna is there hiding underneath all the leaves and all the foliage with the cowherd boys. And the acharyas say that the cowherd boys were all together, and they were, before they were a little bit scared, what's going on? But because they were there and they were cuddling and huddling with Krishna underneath the tree and the branches, they felt so happy because they were touching Krishna and they were close to him and they felt so much love. So explicitly in the book it says, the cowherd boys felt so much happiness because they were cuddling with Krishna. And then, 2 trees have fallen. These were the crown trees, beautiful trees in Gokul, and you can't see them anymore. And all the cowherd men came. By this time Nanda Maharaj came, Balaram came, Rohini came, they all came. And Balaram goes to Krishna and Krishna's like, go away. And Balaram's like, what's going on? And Krishna's like, when I needed you the most, you were not here. And he's like, what am I supposed to do? My mother took me to go to Upananda's house for the festival. I can't say anything. And then he's like, fine, okay, I forgive you because, your mother took you there, that's fine. And then Nanda Maharaj comes and Krishna sees his father and he just runs to his father. And he says, and Nanda Maharaj says, who did this to you? And he said, my mother did this to me. And Nanda Maharaj was like, oh no, well this is not good because something could have happened to you. You could have got hurt if these trees would have fallen on you. And Mother Yashoda felt terrible. She felt so bad. She's like, I tied him up. I left him here. What if something happened to my son? She felt so bad. She was so much pain. She was suffering so much because of that. And then the gopis, the elder gopis said, well, don't you want to go to your mother? He said, no, she tied me up. I don't want to go to my mother. Then they said, well, who's going to feed you? Well, I will drink the milk of the cows. Well, who will you play with? I will play with my father. So Nanda Maharaj said, okay, fine. So he could see what was happening, but he was trying to reconcile. He was trying to make things better, so that the son and mother would get along again. So he came up with a good idea. He said, okay, Mother Yashoda has done a terrible thing, hasn't she, Krishna? I think we need to punish her. And he raises his hand and he's like, I will punish her. And Krishna goes, no, don't punish her. And he takes the hand and he puts it away and he runs to his mother. And he goes back to his mother and then she feeds him and then they shower. He gets bathed and all sorts and happily ever after. So, and this is just, this is a story from multiple places, mostly from Shiva Maharaj's Damodar Janani book. It's beautifully written. It's much better than how I've actually said it, millions of times much better than how I've said it. So I highly recommend if you get a chance to read it. It's brilliant. And yeah, I think this month is a really nice opportunity for us to actually meditate on this pastime, because there is so much love and it shows us how personal Krishna is. And it's nice if we meditate on this. It's a good meditation to have. It's a really lovely pastime for so many reasons. So thank you so much. I've gone way above time, I can see. Haribol.
Hvala vama za to prečudovito zgodbo. Zdaj pa imamo naprej bhađane, je Eva tukaj. Evo, Eva ima bhađane, tako da kar predajam stage.
Ne, jaz bom pela, ona bo igrala. Kaj sem? Zdaj tega. Okay. Ja ne vem. Ponavadi. Ishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanamine Vishnu Vadaya Vedanta Swami Nityanamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschadya Deshatarine Saraswati Deve Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare-rama, Hare-rama, Rama-rama, Hare-hare. Rama, 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 Hare-hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare-rama, Hare-rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare-rama, Hare-rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare-rama, Hare-rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shano, can you pull up? Shano. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare-rama, Hare-rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare-rama, Hare-rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare-rama, Hare-rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare-rama, Hare-rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare-rama, Hare-rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare-rama, Hare-rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Hare-rama, Hare-rama, Rama-rama, Hare-hare. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare-rama, Hare-rama, Rama-rama, Hare-hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare-rama, Hare-rama, Rama-rama, Hare-hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare-rama, Hare-rama, Rama-rama, Hare-hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare-rama, Hare-rama, Rama-rama, Hare-hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare-rama, Hare-rama, Rama-rama, Hare-hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare-rama, Hare-rama, Rama-rama, Hare-hare.
Hvala za prečudovite bhažane. Jaz bi sam prosil, da vašo delo zapojemo za vse najboljše, zato ker ima danes 27. rojstni dan. Hare Krišna
Zate, Hare Krishna Zate, Hare Krishna, dragi Vasudev, Hare Krishna Zate.
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Zdaj pa sledi damo daraštaka, po damo daraštaki pa čaka otroke v učilnici Prasada. V zgornji učilnici, tako da ja. Gopal. A ne, Gopal, doma že. Špela. Ne, Špela. Boš še špilo lahko? Ja, lahko. Super, zdaj. To pa si kitla. To pa si kitla.
Zdaj smo tudi odrasli. Za otroke ste slišali, odrasli pa tudi svoje manjče sedno, je malo, bomo še se malo poveselili ali požalostili zaradi odpora našega hare-rama Lučija. Tako da imamo nek pizza party.
Tudi lahko to na začetku.
So me datri malo besedila. So me datri.
Mikrofon. Besedila, če bi... Zdaj, ne? Ker lahko. Hvala, ja, hvala. Ponižno se priklanjam Šri Damodari, Vsevišnjemu Gospodu, ki je utelešenje večnosti, znanja in blaženosti. Njegovi sijoči uhani nihajo sem ter tja, ter poljubljajo njegova lica. Ko je v Gokuli uprizarjal svoje vzvišene zabave, je razbil vrč, v katerem je njegova mati pinila jogurt, nato pa iz shrambe ukradel maslo, ki so ga hranili obešenega visoko pod stropom. Zaradi te porednosti je v strahu pred materjo Jašodo urno pobegnil od lesenega možnarja, vendar ga je leta končno le ujela. V strahu pred šibo v materini roki joče in si z lotosovima ročicama znova in znova mane oči, polne strahu. Okrog vratu, ki ga krasijo 3 črte, da spominja na školjko, nosi biserno ogrlico, ki se zaradi hitrega dihanja ob njegovem joku trese. Ponižno se priklanjam Šri Damodari, vsevišnjemu Gospodu, ki je okrog trebuščka ni zvezan z vrvmi, temveč čisto ljubeznijo svoje matere. Ko prebivalci Gokule opazujejo njegove otroške zabave, se utapljajo v oceanu blaženosti. Tistim, ki jih privlačita njegovo veličastje in obilje, daje vedeti, da ga lahko osvoji le zaupna ljubezen njegovih čistih bhakt. Z veliko ljubeznijo in vdanostjo se 100-krat in 100-krat priklanjam Gospodu Damodari. O Gospod, čeprav lahko podariš vse vrste blagoslovov, te ne prosim za brezosebno osvoboditev, niti za najvišjo vrsto odrešitve, večno življenje na Vajkunti. Ne prosim te niti za katerokoli drugo izmed ugodnosti, ki si jih zagotovimo s posvečanjem 9 načinom bhakti. O Gospod, želim si le, da se tvoja podoba Bale Gopale iz Vrindavane zavedno naseli v mojem srcu. Kakšna je korist od kakršnega koli drugega blagoslova? O Gospod, mati Ašoda znova in znova poljublja tvoj lotosov obraz, obdan s kodri mehkih črnih las, tvoje ustnice pa so rdečkaste kot sadež bimba. Naj ta čudovita podoba tvojega lotosovega obraza zavedno vstopi v moje srce. Na tisoče drugih blagoslovov mi nič ne pomeni. O vsevišnji Gospod, ponižno se ti priklanjam. O Damodara, o Ananta, o Višnu, o Gospodar. O Gospod, bodi zadovoljen z mano. Blagoslovi me s svojim milostnim pogledom in odreši tega ubogega nevedneža, potopljenega v ocean materialnega trpljenja. Razodeni se moje močem. O Gospod Damodara, čeprav te je mati privezala k lesenemu možnarju, si sinova Kuvere, Manigrivo in Nalakovaro osvobodil narodovega prekletstva in jima podaril čisto vdano služenje. Prosim, tudi meni podari to dragoceno prema bhakti, saj si ne želim nobene druge vrste odrešitve. O Gospod Damodara, naj se najprej poklonim bleščeče sjajni vrvi, ki veže tvoj trebušček. Nato se priklanjam tvojemu trebuščku, v katerem leži celotno vesolje. Ponižno se priklanjam tvoji najdražji Šrimati Radharani in tebi, vsevišnjemu Gospodu, ki uprizarjaš neštete zabave. Vse slava Šrimati Radharani in Damodari, Gospodu Krišni. Namamishvaram Sachidanandarupam Lasat kundalam gokule brajamanam Yashoda biolukaladavanam Param rishtamatyanta todrutya gopya Rudanta muhurnetra yugmam rijantam Karamboja yugmena satankanetram. Muhushvasakam patririkanga kanta Stita grevam damodaram bhakti badam. Muhushvasakam Iti driksvalila birananda kunde Svagosham nimajantam akhyapayantam. Tadishitagneshu bhaktarjitatvam Puna prematastam satavritti vande. Varam deva moksham ne mokshavadim va Nachanya vrineha vareshatapiha. Idam teva purnata gopala balam Sadame manasya virastam kimanya. Idam te mukham boja matyanta nilar Vritam kundalai snigdaraktascha gopya. Muhushchumbitam bimbaraktadarame Manasya virastamalam lakshalabai. Namo Devata Modarananta Vishnu Prasida Prabodhuka Jalabdi Magnam. Prasida Prabodhuka Jalabdi Magnam. Kripi drishti vrishyati dinam batanu Grihane shamamagnyame dyakshi driksha. Kuverat majau bada mutreva yadvat Tvaya mochitau bhakti bhajau kritau cha. Tata prema bhaktim svakame prayacha Namokshe graho mesti damodareha. Namaste Damne Spuradipti Damne Tvadio Darayata Vishvasya Damne Namo Radhikayai Tvadiya Priyayai Namo Nantalilaya Devaya Tubhyam Namo Radhikayai Tvadiya Priyayai Namo Nantalilaya Devaya Tubhyam Namamishvaram Sachidanandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Yashoda Biolu Kaladavamanam Paramrishta Matyanta Todrutya Gopya Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Shri Radha Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Shri Radha Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Shri Radha Damodara Shri Radha Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Shri Radha Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Jaya Gaura Nitai Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Shri Radhe. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Vaishnava Thakur, Jaya Vaishnava Thakur, Jaya Vaishnava Thakur, Jaya Vaishnava Thakur. Jaya Vaishnava Thakur. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama.
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Špela Haribo. Jagatisha Hare. Zdaj pa vas vabimo pred zgornjo učilnico, kjer bomo servirali prasadam za ta mlade. Ta starejši imate pa v spodnji, če se ne motim. Hare Krišna, hvala. Shri Pančatata Shigorantai ki jai, Harinam Sankirtan Yage ki jai, Shila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premananda, Hare Hare.